There's a creation here. There's a creation going on that's way beyond what we're able to. We're not trying to control everything. It's just a blessing to be part of that creation.
There's also something else that when you first come out here and you just see, okay, green. But as you stop, and then as you look closer, you start seeing more and more and more, and there might be 50 things in just, a couple square feet. It's amazing in that way.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Welcome to Habitat Makers, a video series about people and communities that are creating biodiverse habitat. In this episode, we'll be looking at a patch of prairie created 26 years ago in a very improbable place, beside a busy road. We're here in Minnetonka, Minnesota, and we're talking to Veronica Smith, who is the founder of this patch of prairie. Welcome, Veronica.
Thank you.
How'd you get the idea for this incredible place?
Well, I had seen what this Israeli conservationist had done, that he'd taken an old abandoned dump site and he started planting native trees and shrubs and wildflowers that could feed migrating birds. So he created a bird sanctuary. So I thought, okay, how about doing that in Minnesota? I've always liked a lot of plant life and particularly native flowers. So I began looking.
How did you pick the location?
Well, it was ignored. It was barren, rocky. It had dry area and it had wet area. And I knew that between the expanse that there could be a real variety of plant life here.
How have you kept this going for 26 years?
Well, with my husband Michael and with our friend Larry, we have worked together, because it isn't just one person, not at all, but we have worked together to tackle certain areas, certain problems, and there's always something to learn. Every season we learn something new, a new plant that we add or that we have to take out. So it's a continual learning.
If we were to do this differently, I think we would go a lot slower. And we would ask the land, well, what were you before you were this empty lot? What do you want to become? Try to be more of a partner rather than dictating.
Because you start connecting with the plants and then you develop a conversation with them. And you notice some are taking over. You got to manage those, right? And there's different ways of managing. I mean, we don't spray any chemicals. These are our chemicals.
It's all handwork. People come by and they go, thank you for doing this. And it's sort of like they're thanking us because we're doing something good. Well, it's not about that. It's about giving and receiving that we feel with the plants.
We hear a lot of things from people that bike by or walk by, We get a lot of thank yous. And also we get some other statements like, nice weeds. Or, what are you doing down there, do you know? In a prairie like this, with a diversity of plants, is how it blossoms in waves. It's like mini seasons. So you have the false indigo in the spring, Canada anemone in the spring, and then comes the butterfly weed, and then now we have the bergamot going on in the summer. Compass plants are in bloom. Soon the cup plants will be blooming. Queen of the Prairie's blooming now. And then in the fall, we're still changing over. You have the stiff goldenrod, and then you have the Maximilian sunflowers. So it's like this time-release cafeteria of nectar and pollen.
Well, look at the world we live in, and we're suffering, and so what better thing to do but to create something that brings more abundance in life?
It's very interesting that here you have a narrow strip of land next to a very busy boulevard and a bike trail with people going by, that you still have a magnet for all these pollinators right here in this little stretch. And what if every town and city had blocks set apart, not for parks, but for life-bearing spaces like this? How that would help.
Yeah, exactly.
What does it mean to you after 26 years and you're walking through the prairie?
Well, I feel like I'm saying hello to friends, the plant friends, and that there's always something new, and that it just feeds my soul. Just absolutely feeds my soul.
Thank you, Veronica. And thank you for watching this episode of Habitat Makers, where we learned about what a small, committed group of people can do to create an amazing patch of prairie in a very improbable place right along the side of a busy road. Thank you.
It's about a relationship here, and you have to feel that giving and receiving coming with you. Once you start feeling that, you can't let go.
Yeah.